Yeah, we got that oil can game, Aztecs and Bulldogs.
Big boys schedule. I mean, San Diego State's head coach, a.k.a. cheerleader, a.k.a. what's the word I could use to describe Sean Lewis right now? The word doesn't come to my front of my brain. It'll pop into it. Anyhow, Sean Lewis is just sales pitching everything.
He's like Mentos and Diet Coke, man.
Oh,
that guy, he's got so much energy.
Yeah, just nonstop. Now they're going to play big boy people. 5-1 is 5-1. They earned it. Now they're playing real people. They got Fresno, then they got Hawaii, and then they got Boise in the next 4 weeks. The thing that has impressed me the most, Jaden Denegal has grown as a quarterback, and I have no doubt that Sean Lewis's playbook is really thick. It's like a phone book. This kid has gotten progressively better. The unique thing, he does not turn the ball over very much. Wide receivers, all of a sudden the light bulb's gone on and they know what routes to run, the precision needed. The Aztecs in the last couple of weeks have started to get big chunk plays, which they didn't get at the start of the year and really didn't get last season. Defense choking people. Defense is 9th in the country, giving up 259 yards per game. Defense has got 15 sacks. They got 5 takeaways. And, John and I laugh about third down conversions. How about this number? San Diego State's defense on third down, holding opponents to 26% conversion.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, if you can hold somebody under 40, that's good. 26. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, it really is. Bulldogs are led by E.J. Warner, Kurt Warner's son. Kid threw a ton of passes at Rice, finishing up his career. Somebody has to explain to me, though, how does Fresno State, with a raw quarterback, new quarterback, win at Hawaii? And Hawaii has got a really good offensive team, but they outgunned them. But then how do they lose at Colorado State, which is really poor, and just fired its coach last week? Says a little Jekyll, little Hyde there at Fresno State. Warner's got 10 touchdowns, but he's thrown 9 picks. The Dogs have 14 turnovers on the season. So you got an Aztec defense that comes in and is going to do this. They may take the ball away. Running backs, though, they pound the rock. They do play hard-nosed football up there, averaging almost 5 yards per carry. And they're pretty good defensively at the line of scrimmage and on third downs. They're giving up only 311 yards per game. Fresno's defense is. So I just think this is going to be a fun football game. The other one is UCLA. The Bruins, 3-game win streak. How the hell are they doing this? Bruins go to Indiana.
Oh, my God.
Number 2, Indiana. Indiana with Signetti and that fierce defense and the quarterbacks that just keep making plays. So the Bruins quarterback, Nico Ayama-Liava, has had himself a really good statistical season, but he's kind of a one-man gang. This is going to be hard. I mean, it's one thing to beat down a bad Maryland team. It's, but it's I grant you UCLA beating Penn State was a shocker of all shockers. But UCLA having to go to Indiana, and Signetti has just looked at a volume of film on them. So I don't know if the Bruins are going to be able to hang in there with right now as a number 2 team in the country. That's Indiana football, not basketball. Number 2 IU Hoosiers against UCLA. The word I was looking for to describe Sean Lewis, out of respect, carnival barker. If I ever get a day where John's been to my man cave, my house. John knows my library. I have a library that goes around, bookcases everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. All sports memorabilia.
If I ever come to the day where I'm going to sell my sports library and donate the money to charity, I'm going to ask Sean Lewis, Carnival Barker, to come in to run the auction, because that's what he's doing. He just goes on and on and on and on and on. Okay, you're 5-1, but here comes Fresno. Here comes Boise. Here comes Hawaii. So what do you think about the Aztecs going to play the Dogs up there? And then what do you think about UCLA at Indiana?
Well, first of all, it's funny for you to call someone else a Carnival Barker. Okay. I'm really excited for the Aztecs, and I missed them last weekend because they had the bye, and I was sort of bumming about that. So they're going to be back. Now, you said the gauntlet is Fresno State, then Hawaii, then Boise.
Yeah, in a 4-week window. There's one other conference game in there, but
is that the order of strength? I mean, is Fresno the easier team of the three to beat?
Hawaii is really tough out on the islands,
and we have to go there.
Yeah, and Boise's Boise.
Yeah, so Boise's obviously the toughest of the three. But I mean, this is like another Cinderella story, probably better than the UCLA story. I mean, the way that Sean Lewis has finally turned this thing around, and it seemed to like pivot on a dime all of a sudden.
But you haven't played anybody.
But still, they're winning,
I concur.
Hey, a scoreboard, so you gotta appreciate that. And I'm happy for Sean Lewis because he deserves this success, because he's just like a young coach and has all this enthusiasm and all this energy to not just be a leader on the gridiron, but a leader for these young men in life. And he's totally bought into it. I mean, you talk about a lifer coach. I mean, he's already a lifer coach, and the guy he's got to be in his 30s, right?
37, I think.
Yeah. He's not even Mike Gundy age. So, and then, UCLA against IU. I mean, IU is just, it's an incredible year. The IU fan would be just so bummed if UCLA knocked them off. I mean, can you imagine if that happened? It won't happen. Cignetti has turned into this guy that I never really heard much about. And suddenly this guy is like, he's smarter than everybody else.
He's pretty intense. And he knows how to get, he's really made hay with the transfer portal. So this will be fun. You'd say, nah, they don't have a pair. But who would have thought 2 weeks ago they beat Penn State?
And that was mind blowing, especially like you said, they not only got rid of Foster, they got rid of the two coordinators. Yeah. I mean, so you got all these guys that are coming in. I mean, even like Neuheisel didn't even know how to operate the headset, and they win. I mean, I'm really happy for UCLA, but it's a magical year. Let's see if they keep it going.
Okay. College football fans, Aztec fans, this is cool. And I'll say this, Sean Lewis was talking about the rivalry in the oil can and past games that they won. And I think of Fresno State, and I think of some of the really bad beatings that the Aztecs took here. Trent Dilfer was a starting quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
And he was really good.
Yeah,
and David Dunn, the San Diego Lincoln high school coach, who's a great high school coach, went on to the NFL. He played at Fresno State as part of the Dilfer group. And they had so many kids from Fresno in that era that wound up in the NFL. And so they did it with Dilfer came down here. And then David Carr came down here.
Yeah.
And then Derek Carr came down here.
Yeah.
And they're just heaving touchdown passes against the Aztecs. So that's what flashes in my mind is payback.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's been a lot of, like you say, these one-off guys that were at Fresno State that suddenly just blew up. I mean, even Aaron Judge would be one of those guys, was a Fresno State dude. But yeah, this is fun. I liked how the Aztec players are being interviewed about the game, and they just refer to them as like the team up north. They won't even say their name. It's cool. They have this rivalry thing, and granted, they're not next door to us, but it's cool they have this rivalry.
Well, they're trying to build something. Although I emotionally, even though the Carnival Barker spent a chunk of his press conference talking about the oil can trophy, to me, and if I'm wrong, somebody jump on Fans Forum and tell me, to me, the real Aztec rivalry, all things BYU.
Yeah, that's the historical rivalry for sure. Yeah. But I'm hoping things will change. We get a little bit more of a natural rivalry here. I think that'd be a lot better. But it's cool they have that oil can thing. I think that was because the bus needed the oil to get over the grapevine or something like that. It's a kind of an interesting historical piece. I like that.
It really is. And if you go to the football offices, I'm there every Monday for the press conferences. You walk by the offices, they have all these different trophies, and they have the oil can there. It's really kind of cool. In addition to the Mountain West Conference Championship trophy they got with Rocky Long and the stuff with Brady Hoke and bowl game memorabilia, but the oil cans there, it's kind of cool.
Hey man, we're in San Diego. We'll take any trophy we can get.
We don't get many of them. Only word I can say, payback.
Yeah.
Let's see if the Aztecs can do this at Fresno State. And by the way, that's a nationwide telecast. That's on FS1 at 12:30 on Saturday. The whole country is going to get a chance to see it.
Right on. Okay. Well, hopefully we don't stink up the joint.
Oh, geez. Don't be throwing water on it. Okay. College football, feel free. Jump on board. John, next